This is free therapy. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Bailey and I like to read a little bit. We are in a different position today, and that is because where my chair was positioned in front of my window, the blinds kept like, the light was not lighting, okay? The sun is sunning too hard and the light was not lighting. So we are on the floor. I wanted to do something a little bit different today. I want to hurt some feelings, okay? In a good way. I want to tell you what I think your favorite trope or tropes says about you and give you a book rec for it. How fun! How fun is that? There's a dust. There is a dust. I thought that this would be such a cute idea because I've seen some people do this before, just not with the recs. And I was like, and I'm sure people have done it with the recs before, but I thought it would be fun for me to tell y'all what I think, because obviously my opinion is so important. So I did write these down because I would forget what books I put with what, and I don't want to repeat books. We're just gonna jump right into it, okay? We're just gonna get right into it, and we're gonna do some book recs and some hurt and feelings. Some of these are going to personally victimize me, and I'm here for the pain. This is free therapy. Enemies to lovers. If your favorite trope is enemies to lovers, you want someone who is going to love you at your absolute worst and lowest and darkest point, and you probably also think sarcasm is a love language. Me. Yeah, I do that. Thank you, I'll be here all week. Some of my favorite enemies to lovers books. First, we've got The Predator by Runix. This is a mafia romance, a dark mafia romance, and it is so, so good. Okay, Tristan Kane. This is like true enemies to lovers, okay? All of these are. Tristan Kane is just next level. He's one of my top book boyfriends of all time, and I adore him. Okay, and the story is just so good. They actually tried to kill each other multiple times, and it's wonderful. Then we've got The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole, also true enemies to lovers. And y'all should know by now, I'm in love with Diana, okay? Diana is super freaking hot and badass in every single way and super cool and all of the things, and I love her. This is a fantasy romance, but it's also a little modern, and it's going to be a 7-book series. There are 3 books out now. I need to read the 3rd one, and if you haven't read the 1st one, then you should, because it is so good. And then we've also got Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. If you're not into the super dark romance books, this is a really good place to start for like light dark romance. Callum and Ada are fantastic, okay? She literally tries to kill him by putting strawberries on her lips on their wedding day when she knows that that he is allergic to said strawberries. It is a mafia book, and it is absolutely fantastic. I love it. Forced marriage, yes. Yes, indeed. Enemies to lovers, girlies. Night, I feel you. I see you. You are seen. Okay, let's hurt some more feelings now. So next up, we have Found Family. This is also another one of my favorite tropes. So you have probably been let down in your life by people that you love, whether that be friends, family, whatever, and you crave that like true deep group dynamic that a found family gives, like the acceptance and the love and all of those things. You probably crave that. I need to talk to my therapist. I'm gonna make another appointment soon. I'm just kidding, I go weekly. I don't have to make an appointment, she already knows. I would give you Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. It's got magic, it's got enemies to lovers too, okay? I inhaled this series, it's so good. It's more YA though, it is YA. Yeah, no, it's not more YA, it is YA. So go into it knowing that. And then you've also got the best found family I've ever read, Binding 13. Well, actually, the entire Boys of Tommen series. But the first book is Binding 13. This is I think it's my #1 favorite book series ever. I love it so much. They are perfect in my eyes. And the found family in this literally makes me want to sob. Okay, I love it. I love it so much. You should read it. So there you go. Single dad romances. This one's fairly obvious to me. And if you don't think it's obvious, then are you okay? You have daddy issues. Okay. I'm just really calling myself out today. I'm gonna rec you a book that was not for me, but I do think it is for other people. It's just not for me because of where I live. Heartless by Elsie Silver. Heartless by Elsie Silver, Bailey. This is the 2nd book in the Chestnut Springs series, and everybody and their mama loves this series. So if you haven't read it, you should. If you like cowboys or ranchers and you like romance and you like single dads, obviously, because Kate Eaton is he's such a hot single dad. Let's be honest. And then one that I haven't read yet, but I plan to because I love Mariana Zapata, All Roads Lead Here. I've heard that this is a really, really good single dad romance and I really want to get to it. Mariana Zapata is the slow burn queen, like the slow burn queen. And I've loved everything that I've read by her. So there you go for that one. And then we have slow burn. Speaking of, you probably don't trust insta love. Like, you know, it takes you a while to trust. It takes you a while to open up. You've probably been hurt before. So, sorry. The books that I chose for this one is literally anything by Carrie Lake. My favorite being Nocticadia. I talk about it all the time because I love it so much. It's not as slow burn. Sorry about that. It's not as slow burn as Mariana Zapata, where, you know, it's like the last 2% you get spice. Her books are slow burn to the point of like 60 to 70%, and the burn, the tension, there's no one better at writing tension than Carrie Lake. I said what I said, I don't care. Okay, it is just so good, and the spice always hits whenever you finally get to it. I love her books. I have not read one that I did not like at all, and this one is my favorite. So if you want a slow burn, start out with this one if you like dark romance. Oh, this is like dark academia. Dark romance too. Professor Student, hello. Friends to lovers. You want that camaraderie, okay? You just want to josh. You just want to joke. You want like a best friend relationship. And you've probably had a crush on one of your friends before. I bet you have. I bet I'm right. I bet I'm right, okay? One of the best friends to lovers books I've ever read. It's actually Strangers to Friends to Lovers. Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. Okay, there is an accidental pregnancy trope, and I don't like that trope, and I love this book. This book has my sense of humor, the very dark humor, but it's very wholesome and kind and sweet and loving, and Bo is just so sweet. I love Bo and Win so much, and I will never stop thinking about this book. The fact that a contemporary romance book can be like one of my favorite books of last year is crazy, okay? Crazy. And then also, You Again by Kate Goldbeck. This is a When Harry Met Sally reimagining, and I really, really enjoyed it. Okay, it's also it's like Raylo fanfic. Hello, the sun is sunning, I told you. Raylo fanfic. Love that. Anyways, I really loved this one, and it's funny, and it's good, and it's modern, and it's just, I really liked it. Forbidden romance, girl. You just want things that you can't have, okay? It could be a lack of dopamine in your brain, but you like the forbidden aspect. You like the idea that you might get caught, you know? You should probably go to therapy. But Forbidden is going to be Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. Love this book so much. It's so unique. Basically, the FMC and the MMC get kidnapped, but that's not what's forbidden about it. He is her sister's fiance. Crazy. But they get kidnapped and they form a trauma bond. Well, it's like a bond. It's not a trauma bond. I learned recently that a trauma bond is what happens between you and someone who caused you trauma. They formed a bond while going through trauma together. But it is so good. If you have not read this book, you absolutely should, but check your triggers before reading it, please. Also, another good forbidden romance, in my opinion, is Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. Very forbidden. We know P-Doug does forbidden so well, okay? This is boyfriend's, ex-boyfriend's dad. It's so good. I can't even, oh, it's so good. I really enjoyed that one when I first read it. I don't know if I would enjoy it now, but I enjoyed it then. So it was just a fun book, you know? Grumpy Sunshine. You love the idea of he's an asshole to everyone but me. I actually live in this trope. My husband is the grumpy and I am the sunshine. Although sometimes it switches. Sometimes it does switch. Sometimes I can be a little grumpy. One of the best ones for this is going to be The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata. Okay, I love a good grumpy man. She is his assistant in the beginning of this book, and then he says, hey, I need you. Well, she quits, and then he goes to find her, and then he's like, I need you to marry me so that I don't have to go back to Canada, because he's a big football star and he wants to keep playing football. And she's like, huh? And he's like, yeah. And so she does. I'll let you read the book to find out where it goes after that. Another really good one for Grumpy Sunshine is going to be Culty by Mariana Zapata. This is a soccer sports romance, and the FMC is a soccer player, and the MMC is a super famous soccer player who becomes her coach. He's very grumpy. He's very grumpy, and yeah. She's not as much sunshine, okay? I wouldn't say she's sunshine, per se. But I would say he's grumpy. So I don't know if I can actually keep this one in this category, but I'm gonna say it anyways because you should read it. Culty is so good. Fake dating. You are scared to get your heart broken. You're scared of actually dating someone and putting yourself out there. I think, at least. The Recs are one of my top reads of this year so far, Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Love, 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 love. Okay, they are both cursed. Or they think they're cursed with a dating curse. Everyone who dates them finds their soulmate after they date them. And so they meet up and they decide to fake date so that they can break said curse, because two negatives make a positive, right? I think that's what I learned in science class in 3rd grade. Yeah, read it. It's one of my favorite contemporary romances of all time. I loved it. It was 5 stars. Also for fake dating, The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. This is more fake marriage, but it's literally like a 2000s rom-com, okay? An early 2000s rom-com. Super fun. Literally just had a good time, okay? It's not that serious. It's just a fun book. And they're actually married though. So it's like a real marriage, but they go to this island because he has to convince his family that he's married and that he's in love and stuff. Because he doesn't get his inheritance if he doesn't, and so they have to do this for his sister's wedding. So they spend a whole week with her family, his family, not her family. I lied. Yeah, it's very, very good. You should read it. Why choose? You just like the idea of a bunch of people worshiping you, and who wouldn't? Honestly, bitch. Honestly. Some of my favorites are going to be the Harlequin Crew series by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. This series is just so entertaining, and I'm not saying that everything the Twisted Sisters writes they're written well, because let's be honest, they're really not. Like, it could use a little bit of work, but the stories are going to entertain you and you are going to eat it up every single time. Every single time. I don't make the rules, that's just how it is. And then the Boys of Belrose series by Tate James and Jamin Eve, I believe it is. This is a rock star Why Choose, and it has a little bit of mafia. It was just very, very entertaining. You should read it. Love triangle. You love the drama, you little drama queen, okay? You love the angst, you love the drama, and I get it because I do too. So, Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I'm not gonna say anything because if you love triangles and you love angst and drama, then you should have already read this. Why haven't you already read this? I don't know. Read it now. Thank you. Gossip Girl with a hint of mob in London. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Also, Drive by Kate Stewart. Wow. Both of the books in this category are in my God tier list. Drive by Kate Stewart is the best rock star romance I've ever read in my life. I literally think about it at least twice a week still to this day. I read it like a year and a half ago, and I love it so much. It's just beautifully written, and the playlist to this book is unmatched. Okay, you should read it. It's so angsty. It also has a second chance part in it in the second half of the book. Yeah, it's really good. And if you love angst, if you love angsty books, you love the drama, girl. You love the drama. A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner. Okay, probably going to end up being my #1 book of the year. I'm calling it now. I may be wrong, but this is the most angsty book I've ever read in my life. I wanted to throw my Kindle across the room when I read this, but it is so freaking good. So freaking good, okay? Wrong person, right person, wrong time, continuously for years. And it makes you so frustrated, but it's so good and angsty and I love it so much. So, I hope your feelings are thoroughly hurt, like mine are. I just hurt my own feelings. This is super fun. I may have to do something like this again. I love you guys. I hope y'all are having a great time reading and doing all the things, and I hope summer is going great for all of you. It is very hot here. I say that every time because it is. It's so hot. Texas is so hot. See y'all next week.